New York State, without question, has one of the finest park systems in the country. And the places are so interesting. We have linear parks. We have great camping and hiking and historic places.
When I was a child, my parents had a summer home right near the Spa State Park. And we used to walk to the Spa State Park, go swimming at the Victoria Pool. There was an area that was a playground that you could play in. We went to drink the waters, which we hated. But for me as a child, that was my playground. I mean, that's where we went and spent our afternoons in the Spa State Park.
I've been in Letchworth since, I was that high. So I was 3, 4, and grew up kind of in Mount Morris for several years, and remember hiking with my uncle to the east side of the park, day after day after day. In those days, kids were left on their own. We could go on hike all day in the woods, which is what we did. When I was a younger man running marathons, I used to go to the east side, the parade grounds, and run those trails up and down the hills. And I got in great shape, so you could do whatever you'd like there.
I was raised in Corning, New York. Our family vacations were state park vacations. We went camping. On a trip, camping with my family is when I learned that French fries came from potatoes, because when my father wanted to make French fries on the campfire, I'm like, I don't understand. We don't have a freezer. Where are they coming from? So that's how I learned that potatoes make French fries.
I've been going to Niagara Falls my whole life. It's been my therapeutic place. We took a group of 55 students to the Cave of the Winds once. And I said, hey, how many of you guys ever been here? And no one had ever been. And so for me, that became a driving force, that I need every kid who grows up in this community to at least know the beauty that is literally in their backyards, that is so accessible to them.
My favorite story about New York State parks, I think, would be the walkway over the Hudson. They were just beginning to start the walkway. You could still see the railroad tracks. You could look down through holes into the water. And I had lived in Poughkeepsie as a child, so I was familiar with that bridge. And then we had a SCOP meeting when it was done. And we got to see what it actually looked like, to see people so excited about being able to walk across the Hudson River. It was amazing. It was really exciting.
I don't have one specific dramatic story to tell, but what I do have, a lot of smaller stories. My kids' first s'more at Buttermilk State Park on a camping trip. Those stories are like jumping into the ocean at the end of the summer, every summer in September at Hither Hill State Park. Those stories are like a morning hike with my wife, just the two of us, right when the sun comes up in Watkins Glen State Park to see those beautiful gorges. It's getting absolutely crushed playing a round of golf at Bethpage Black State Park with my buddies and just making fun of each other. None of those stories in and of themselves are that interesting or that dramatic. But for me, small stories add up to life.
It's a remarkable thing to celebrate the 100th. The 101st is going to be just as important.
It's a time to reflect on what, we always build on the shoulders of the people that came before us, and it's a reminder of what so many people did to further the park systems.
I see the effort that New York State puts into maintaining such a beautiful, beautiful respite for people to go outside and to be with family, and it makes me want to do more for the parks.
I think sometimes the community don't think the state parks is theirs, and it is. And I want them to know it and enjoy it and be proud about it.
I think the centennial does catch people's attention because they go, oh, 100 years, that's pretty impressive.
I would encourage people not just to enjoy it, but get engaged and spread the word. And that's the kind of thing that it takes, is word of mouth. We can see all the I Love New York promos on TV, we can sing the song, but word of mouth from people who have actually experienced it goes a long way.
The more time marches on, it seems like these parks are part of the firmament of New York State, and they are. But there's no guarantee, and it's my job as State Council Chair to make sure when I pass that baton on, that these parks were left better than I found them. And keep in mind, they need to be here forever. As long as there's a New York State, they need to be here.
We're still growing. 100 years, okay, there's some history behind us, but there's a lot to look forward to, and I think it's going to be a fun ride.